in. Now she's on both. All right, so let's remove this one. And let's throw this one up in there. Welcome to this night, Unoriginalfeen.
Thank you for having me. I'm sorry about that. Tried to prevent Wi-Fi issues.
No problem. This is a live show. We do a lot of editing, and it's no problem at all. Welcome to DJC Radio Global, one of the greatest indie artist platforms in the world. I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to do a lot of explaining tonight because I was trying to grasp who you are, and I'm not fully getting it. So break it down for us. Who is Unoriginalfeen?
So Unoriginalfeen is a young woman whose background started in education, and now that I am not in school anymore, I'm honestly just taking my education and I'm sharing it with everybody. If you need graphics made, if you need hair done, if you need healing in some way, if you want a group to do physical activities with, or you need a physical trainer, I can lead you to a person, and I can, if you don't like yoga, I can find you like another group within your community. So I'm just a person who wants to help people, and that is ultimately what Unoriginalfeen Collections and Unoriginalfeen is at the end of the day.
All right, so you provide services for people?
I do. Currently, the only services that I have perfected, what I will say, because my end goal as a community center, is hair, as in locks, as you see myself. I do tarot readings as well. I offer yoga sessions, and I was doing them within the community until COVID hit, but now just do online with some people. And then I also, as you know, I work with a radio station called Chi-Town Urban Radio. So I help artists get radio play, kind of help them maneuver and create their brand within music. That also ties into the graphic designing and the radio creation as well. So just a little bit of everything.
Okay. So, oh man, that live jumped out of there so fast. As we wait for Unoriginalfeen to come back in, as you just saw what she was saying, is she is an educator, and she's the person that is sharing her knowledge now with her community. What I want to know is, where is her community? Who is her community, and where she's from, and stuff like that. So it sounds like she's a YouTube mixed with a Craigslist and just sharing her knowledge. Guys, tonight this internet is acting really, really weird. So and very slow, even on the DSL plugin tip. So we gotta wait for her to jump back in here, and then we'll do that. So in the meantime, you could dial 347-352-8625. 347-352-8625. It's the Hip Hop and R&B show, and tonight we have Unoriginalfeen on. And she was just violently kicked out. I'm saying violently because it was abrupt. She was just gone, like wow, like somebody just pulled the plug out. Hopefully she'll be back in a few. And trying to get to my DJC Radio Global page. For you guys that want to see this live at DJC Radio Global on Facebook, go there right now. I'm going to pin it up to the top. So that's DJC Radio Global on Facebook, and that's where we got this live going. And we also have it on our YouTube page at the DJ Cisco Radio Network LLC. Yeah, this may be a very difficult night for this. Facebook's acting up. Everything's acting up. I have tons of green bars, so I have no connection issue. But since I have you guys, want to thank you guys for all of your support, everyone that tunes in from all over the world. Please, if you haven't already, go to DJC Radio Global and click like. Google DJC Radio Global and go everywhere: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and do the follows or click like. Mic check. Welcome to DJC Radio Global.
Hey, this is Unoriginalfeen. I'm so sorry.
No problem. I was just telling them that something just kind of yanked you out of there. Like it must have been a very, very bad connection. But can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me clearly?
Oh, I can hear you loud and clear. So we're gonna do it like that.
Okay, I'm taking it back
All right,
the
cool.
original way.
Okay, so we have Unoriginalfeen back on the line, and she just said she's taking it back the original way. So this is not unoriginal. Anyway, I'm just joking. Yeah. So you were telling us how you are an educator and you're giving back to the community. What is that community? Where are you from?
Yes, so I am from Chicago, but
Nice.
everybody else says, "Oh, don't say you're from Chicago if you didn't like go to school in Chicago."
What?
I was born and raised in Chicago, but I was privileged to have moved kind of something like every year.
Oh wow.
So I have a nice background within a variety of communities in Chicago, from the suburbs to the actual west side to the south side, and as well as with different groups of people, from the elderly to the people with different ability levels, and even the kids.
Yeah. I absolutely love Chicago. Me and my wife, we do something out there called Project Unity, and we've been seeing some great sides of Chicago. The South Side and the place where they have those killings give the entire Chicago a very bad rap. But Chicago is a beautiful city, and they got some very beautiful parts, man. So I love Chicago. So if we didn't have COVID, you would have people meeting at your place where you do yoga and you do like meditating, and then you teach them different things. Tell us about that.
Yes, if anything, I just would pop up in a community where I am. You know, I have on my social media, I create events, and then on my website, I've had the same, website for years. I just create that. We just sit down, we talk, we meditate in the park. We like all hug trees. We do the things that people would be looked at super weird if they're doing, like, by themselves together, walking barefoot, things of that nature that you can't really just do if you were on a main street like myself.
So what drives you to do this, and what did you think you owe the community to come back and like educate?
Because I wanted to be a teacher, but systems don't work with me and I don't agree with them. Okay. So I feel like it's not necessarily that I owe. If I know that my family is away and it's this big and I've had to do all of this healing and acknowledging, and I have all this pressure on me, and I'm only 25, I can't imagine what like kids younger than me, the pressure that they have on them, or even if my grandparents and my great grandparents and my mentors' parents that are like 101, they're still alive, and listening to the things that they're going through and kind of seeing how things like, the life alert button is a joke to us. But for people that are like let's say like 85 plus, that's really like, I don't want to say a necessity, but it's almost a necessity. So things like that drive me, kind of making everything, I don't want to say normal, but making everything get to a comfortable place where we can talk about it, because now everything is just brought up and joked about and glossed over. It's not really touched on, talked about, and how are we going to move forward from this, like as a community?
And are you're talking about COVID or just things period?
Just things period. The state that COVID has brought us to, all of the tension that has arisen during COVID, all of the things that are being shown to us.
I got you. Now,
and even the kind of the hospital systems as well, I will say, with COVID.
What about them?
They've been increasingly difficult no matter who you are.
Okay.
I know that during COVID, it's been hard for people to even go because you don't have access. Let's say you don't speak proper, not even proper English. Let's say you just don't speak English. You have to go there. You're by yourself. Let's say you have dementia. You have to go to the hospital. You're by yourself.
Yeah.
You can't have anybody go back there with you. And even for myself, my grandma has been in rehab, you can't go and visit people. You have to FaceTime them, and it's an awkward state. So right now, I'm just helping people with whatever it is that they need, even if it seems odd.
So are you like the emotional equalizer?
I can help you get there, but it depends on you.
Okay.
I would like to say that everybody does come to me because they think that I am calm, but that takes a lot of, you got to break down a few times before you get calm, man. Yeah. People don't get that. But I can try to be. You can't heal people and help them be like calm if they don't want to be. Some people will be stuck in the things that they're going through and like their mindsets, and they don't want to like put an action forward daily to change that, even if it's just one. So yes, but
all right, now
everything is
I
good
see
and bad.
that you have music, but it is like some mental telepathy type of mind or spiritual music. And do you consider yourself an artist, or what do you consider yourself? If you give yourself a title.
Oh, what would I consider myself?
What do you like?
I guess I would say yeah. See, I just got excited. Excuse me. I would say enthusiast, maybe.
Okay.
Because I don't want to call myself an artist. If I was to get into artistry, like if I was to drop an album after this and I came back through, I just want everybody to know I will have a ghostwriter. I'm not going to fib about it. So I honestly, with this, I just gave the producer an idea. I let him get a free copy of my book. I let him look at all the music notes and the frequencies that are mentioned in there. And then he produced that for me. So it's honestly like a big thanks to him. Shout out to Vicious Vaughn. It's amazing.
Now, when you say all the frequencies, are you speaking about like my type of frequencies where studio with the sounds and the megahertz and all that stuff, or what frequencies are you speaking about?
Yes, I am. So it's different ranges. So for those who don't know, in the studio, we can't go in the red because that just means we're too loud. We're too loud. It's gonna sound terrible on your half in the car. So it is like that.
Distortion.
So a frequency would be, how do I explain this in simplistic terms?
Yes.
Frequency is just like a beat. It's the simplest form of a beat. Okay. Scaled.
Okay. Simplest form of the beat, scaled.
Yeah, I think, that's the best.
Okay, so
that's my answer, keeping it simple.
She said that's my answer, keeping it simple. So do you think each human being on this planet has a different frequency?
I do believe that everybody can emit a different aura. As far as their frequency that they're operating at, yes, I do believe that.
Okay, so how would you equate a frequency with a feeling? Like this person's frequency is high, so they're a little suffering from anxiety. This person's frequency is moderate, so they're even tone. Like, how would you equate a frequency?
Okay. Oh, that's a good question. And I thank you for that. Because when people say, like, on Twitter and on Instagram, all the stuff that's going around, they say, like, you're being low vibrational. That means that you're kind of like, you're just being, like, negative. You're talking bad. You're like, oh, this is never going to happen. I think this. You're just being, like, overly pessimistic. They're what they call toxic and hyper masculine and femme and all that good jazz. That's kind of what people are saying. If you meet somebody and you know how your parents tell you, like, okay, yeah, I got a bad feeling about that girl or whatever, or boy, that's kind of like the best way to describe frequency. And I wouldn't even call it that frequency. That would be more like intuition. You meet somebody and you're like, no, I'm okay.
Got you. Well, you're talking to the right person. this show is a definite no, because I'm into all of that. That's how I live my everyday life, by feeling people, listening to my vibes, listening to my dreams. It took me a long time to accept that, but I
like how you just said your dreams. Yes.
Yeah, I've had some dreams where I actually dreamt about a person and met them the next day, and I dreamt that they did something to me. So I said, okay, this is the person from my dream. Now let me play it a bit further and see if they're going to do what they did to me in my dream, and they did it. So I'm a true believer in all of this. And for people that actually think that we're the only ones roaming around here with no type of paranormal force, then they don't have a third eye, or they're just foolish. Because I've seen some stuff, felt some stuff, and continue to be guided by all of that. So we have Unoriginalfeen on, and she was just breaking down some frequencies and different chakras and stuff like that. What were you going to say?
You touched on so much in that little time. Oh,
I've been through a lot. Sorry. What is your zodiac sign?
I was going to say definitely. I will say what really launched me onto my whole spiritual path, and I don't really tell many people this, but I like this vibe here, and I appreciate this. So the first thing that kind of launched me into it, I came home from school. I was like, okay, I didn't know what I was going to do. And I was in the bathroom, and then I was just like, okay, this might sound so weird, but my third eye literally opened and projected myself like dead on the floor. And the way that happened, I had never experienced anything like that. I was so scared. Like, I ended up going to the hospital. You know, that's everybody think you're crazy.
Yeah.
You can't really talk to anybody.
So
I think I wanted to touch on what you said about your dreams. I definitely have helped a lot of my friends just write down your dream, and then I'll Google it for you and break it down. And then that's where the tarot reading comes in. Like, that's what you need to kind of deal. So that's how that comes in health wise. I know people don't think that that's like normal, but it's 7 dimensions of health. I have a blog about that as well, easily accessible on my homepage.
Gotcha.
And as far as the other spirits, you can choose to believe it or you don't, but certain things will come to you at certain points in your life, and just don't deny it, because when you try to ignore stuff, it's just going to start popping up in your house. Stuff's just going to start touching you when you're in the room alone, like it happened to me, and you're like, nope, I'm not dealing with this. You can't ignore it. You can try to go to church. You can become an usher like I did and get baptized. It's still going to be there, because everything is ultimately interconnected. And that's why I said I just want to help everybody, because
all right. So do you consider yourself a Christian or spiritual? Do you have a religion?
LOL. I don't know. I started going to church because that was interesting to me. I like the comfort. I like the community from an early age. I chose to get baptized and, join the church community again in my older. I was definitely 21. I was older than 21. So I don't know what I guess I would say I consider myself. I do believe in God.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I'm here to help everybody bridge those gaps, like chakras and all the things people think are evil aren't really evil. So for my church folks, I kind of like explain it to them from a health perspective. And then from my health people, I'm like, this is mentioned in here. It's not all evil. So I don't know. I try to play like devil's advocate and be really unbiased about everything.
Yeah.
It's really hard. It's really hard.
I got you. What is your zodiac sign? Did you ever tell me that?
So I am a Leo sun, a Cancer moon, a Libra rising, and my Lilith is Gemini. And for you all that really want to get in my business, my Venus is Leo too.
Okay.
What about you?
I am a Pisces. That's all I know. But I am a February Pisces, February 21st. So I think I'm on a cusp, and I have some Aquarius in me. Not sure.
See, people were telling me I was on the cusp my entire life, and then I found out there are no cusps. How you doing? So, do you know what time you were born?
3/21.
Okay, so it's a website called Cafe Astrology for everybody listening. If you know what time you're born, and you go to Cafe Astrology / natal chart or birth chart, you type it in, and then it'll break it down for you. So y'all have to bear with the website because it's just going to be a chart. So when you scroll down, it's going to be a bunch of reading that you have to do that's going to break it all down and explain to you what each one means.
Gotcha.
And that's how you'll find out.
Okay.
All of the germs.
All right. So this is different as I thought it was going to be. No, because it's all good. This is a platform for everyone, but I can see that you're not just an artist. For those of you that don't know, she also does music, and in the background is one of her pieces playing. I think we should give this a listen. Can we just give it like a few minutes listen?
Let's get into it.
All right. So tell us what this is. This is called Heart Chakra. What does that mean?
So this is your heart chakra. This is the green chakra. This chakra is meant to make you feel love and radiate love. I'm pulling out a copy of my book right now so I can tell you the frequency and not fib to you.
And we got to talk about that book when we come back.
Yes. I'm going back to the computer, but
okay.
I'm so sorry, you all.
It's all good.
I walked away from the computer after the Wi-Fi disrespected.
So you're getting information on this song called Heart Chakra? That's what you're doing right now?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, I'm pulling up my book so I can tell you all the exact frequency.
No
I
problem.
don't want to lie and tell you all that it's too much. It's just a nice song you can play in the background if you're feeling anxious, if you need the kids to calm down, if you're getting ready to curse somebody out, but you really don't need to. It's one of those. If you want to wake up and start your day a little differently, you need something to wake and bake. You play in the background.
All right, cool. You. So let's listen to this right now. Then I'm going to ask you all about the creation of this. For those of you that just tuned in, you're rocking with your boy DJ Cisco. This is the Hip Hop and R&B show. Tonight we have an original, and she calls herself Unoriginalfeen. But I think she's super duper dope and original. And this is her piece right here, and it's called Heart Chakra. All right, for those of you that just tuned in, that was Heart Chakra, and it's created by the one, the only Unoriginalfeen. And she's right here live on DJC-TV Global.
Hello, hello.
Hey, listen. Okay, I get the vibe. I can feel it. All of that good stuff. how do you feel it? How do you know which instruments to choose when creating this type of sound?
So it's not, I guess, really what instrument. The
Oh,
instrument just depends on the person and what is honestly available to the producer. What I will say that is important, like we kind of talked about, is the frequency and the music notes. So just making sure that you're hitting all of the frequencies on the music note.
okay, got you.
That's
All right, so that's basically it. Now,
plain.
huh?
I just want to make sure I said it plain and not too.
Yeah. That was on point. Now, listen. How can people get in touch with you if they need some guidance or some good feelings and some good vibes and some good frequencies? How can they get in touch with you, and how can you help them?
So you all can contact me on unoriginalfeen.com or Google Unoriginalfeen, which is spelled UNORIGINALSEEN. And if I don't have anything on my actual shop or on my Acuity booking, which will be available, I have different tabs for different things on my website. You can honestly just shoot me a message in my About Me and just say what it is. Or my phone number is available as well on my website. So you can just shoot me a text, say who you are and what it is that you need. And lately I've been finding like my younger cousins coming to me like, hey, I found this on TikTok. Should I do this? Is this okay? What's going to happen if I do this? Like, so for my youngsters, that's for you.
Those are challenges, right? Those crazy TikTok challenges that are killing people or just harming them, period. There's a bunch of stuff that they shouldn't be doing on there. And I'm glad that your family looks up to you and get that advice from you.
Kind of, sort of, not really. You know, everything is originally like, why are you doing that? That's weird. You get that gratification years later after you've been called like crazy and all kind of stuff. But it's love.
Okay, since I have you on the line, and it seemed like I could ask you some questions that I can't ask the average person. One, because they probably wouldn't know, and two, they probably think I'm nuts. But we got a vibe going here. I used to read holistic books, and back in the days, we were all in tune with that. Well, the people that I was around before the internet, we were all in tune with ourselves, with the earth, and with our feelings. When the internet came, that spiritual part just kind of went away, and now they're like robots, actual robots. And I've seen it, like they just totally forgot about their like spiritual side, and they depend on their phone and their computers all freaking day. Do you remember years ago when we were taught to wear jewelry on certain days? You couldn't wear gold and silver together. There were certain days of the week when you're supposed to do things and not do things. Do you remember those spiritual times?
I very, very much do. We actually talked about this on our station, and like some people call those superstitions, but I'm now wondering, you know how they say on New Year's, they're all like, why didn't you guys boil your baked beans and greens? Like,
or let somebody walk through your house, superstitious, yeah.
Like you swept my feet. So now I'm wondering, those, I feel like some have significance and some don't. It just kind of depends on you. But I feel like as I've grown older, I've started to see and understand more.
Yeah.
Like the no TVs in the room or the mirrors and like, I don't know what people's deal is with the black cats. I'm trying to figure out what the whole.
That was something.
Did I do the holiday thing? I might have been the reason why it went this way, because I didn't cook the specific food. I feel like but I do remember that era, and I don't. I don't know. I still got my webcam covered, so.
And I can't find none of those books I used to read. I can't find any of them. I'm gonna have to dig.
They have them
deep
on the ebooks, I'll say, and thrifting. If people haven't snatched them all up. But definitely, they've been converted to and audiobooks on YouTube.
So this was a book where it took us back to our African roots and what we used to do back in Africa, and it focused on Egypt. So the gold and the jewelry thing was something based on that. And I mentioned that because we were more in tune with ourselves back then, but this computer age just disrupted that. It messed up the frequency. If you can say that.
It did. It messed it up. But I don't see. I'm biased on that, but I do agree with we need to kind of get back to that, and we're slowly getting back. What I will say, I agree because we are slowly getting back to that with the education that is available. The more you look into certain things, as far as I kind of got back into. I've always been interested in, people wear a bunch of rings, so I've always been interested on does like the placement of their rings mean something, and I actually went and I found out that it does. It's all related to the sun and like the zodiacs, if you will. So that's why I say it kind of has helped, but I do miss the time where it wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pull out my phone and record you doing something so awkward and so trivial. Like it's good and bad. It's good and bad. Like I had a desktop, had the first little iPod Shuffle, and now I'm here being pressured to upgrade from an Android,
being pressured,
getting rejected because I have a Chromebook, even though this is the only kind of laptop they really sell in college areas. So,
listen,
chicanery, but life.
She said getting rejected. That's a whole nother story. Screw you, Apple. I'm just joking. Apple is such a monopoly. They try to be such a monopoly, and a lot of people
during COVID and the work from home, everybody's just.
But a lot of people got Apple now because of that thing called Clubhouse. It's like an audio chat. You know what Clubhouse is? Clubhouse is like a party line from back in the 80s when we used to do the party lines on our home phones. That's the only thing Clubhouse is, but it's just groups now. It's just better. But anyway,
they might as well have a phone conference. I really don't get it. And then for them to be like exclusively available to iPhones, but I digress.
Unbelievable. That application, the developer must have made it's an in-house Apple person. Not obviously. I don't know who it is actually, but whoever did it, Apple paid them a pretty penny not to put that thing on Android. And they are making a whole bunch of money right now. Yes, you're rocking with DJ Cisco. This is a different show. We're talking to Unoriginalfeen, and she's breaking down spirituality, chakras, being in tune with your mind, body, and soul, walking this earth. And I'm absolutely loving it. This may be a bit different to a few people, but it's all good. DJC Radio Global, we support everyone. Now, what is 3 main things that human beings should be working on that you see that we're slipping in, and you can help us with that?
I guess some things that I see, it doesn't even necessarily have to be that I can help us in. Some things that we just can be better at is just throwing kindness at people. Like, you don't always have to be so like cold-blooded and heartless and trying to get things back in blood. Like, sometimes people just be needing a hug and a smile thrown at them. Like, hey, how you doing? Like, have a good day.
Yeah. What do you feel about if you're like a nice guy, like a nice gal, or just a nice person, and people just constantly take advantage of that and just shit on you? Do you think you should keep giving them a chance? Do you think that you should keep giving them a chance? Yes or no? I'm just asking.
Oh, I'm sorry with my evil villain laugh.
No, I'm sorry. Like,
don't. Because that's what turns people evil. Like, what? No, set boundaries. I just had one of my close friends ask me this question. It's okay to be nice. It's okay to throw hugs at people. It's okay to not change who you are. But set boundaries with people. Don't let people play with you, because people know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how they're talking to you. Cut it. Nip it in the bud. Stop. Don't even, don't play with yourself. Don't let them play with you.
Got you. I was just checking, because there's a whole bunch of people I was going to call and say, hey, let's just
Don't have to be. You're not a simp.
But no.
You're not a pick-me. You're not any of that. Cut it out.
Got you. All right.
Put your phone down. Take a deep breath.
Is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to talk about, that you want to say?
All in all, if you're listening and you're like, why should I check you out? Or why are you important? If you ultimately, with my book, if you have a health issue, or if you feel like it's a body part of yours that's always hurting, my book can tell you what body part, what health issue could possibly be related to it. And it can give you a bunch of tips and tricks as far as food, frequencies, musics, workouts, essential oils, crystals, whatever, affirmations, because everybody loves those nowadays. Just little things that can help you, along with going to the doctor and dentist, heal you. And as well as the album, I just hope that you play that instead of maybe popping that whole entire 800, you know?
Yeah.
That's it. As well as if you need anything, I'm here to find those resources and help you.
Got you. One more thing, Unoriginalfeen. Please tell us the name of the book.
Yeah. So my book, get ready, you all. Very long. Don't know what I was thinking. It's called The Chakra Education Book, Navigating the Energy of Life by Dorshay Jackson, which is my real name. But you can find everything under Unoriginalfeen by Googling Unoriginalfeen, website unoriginalfeen.com, YouTube, Instagram, etc. No, my website. You can find my LinkedIn as well if you want to check out my education, my resume. Yeah.
What is your website? Give us that website.
It's www.unoriginalfeen.com. Spell UNORIGINALFEN.com. All right. Auction lady voice. Got it.
Unoriginalfeen is one word, people. And she is from Chi-Town, one of my favorite cities after New York City. Absolutely love Chicago.
Thank you for loving us and not being scared.
Not at all.
Come visit here, you all.
I'm gonna keep it real though. Some of my friends were scared to come. Cisco, why are you doing the show in Chicago? I'm not coming out there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I mean,
well, I do.
Don't be scared. Just know your surroundings. You know.
Yeah. Usually
be vigilant, like you should everywhere.
Usually I deal with the north side. Like we've been having some good shows. We were at this Ethiopian restaurant / club the last time we went, and that was the north side. Very, very beautiful club. And before that, we were at a place not too far from Loyola College down by the water. It was not too far from there.
Oh, Loyola.
Yeah.
Oh, so those are nice-ish areas.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. And then we were I stayed in Stokey. That's where my hotel was at. Stokey, right? Skokie. Thank you. I call it Stokey. Skokie.
I mean, Nick, we have really interesting town names. I will say that.
All right, so I hope you had fun. Unoriginalfeen on DJC Radio Global, and this show is recorded and it's in there now. It's out there on the internet, and I'm gonna promote. Okay.
All righty. Look, thank you so much for having me. I will do the same. Thank you all for bearing with me, my technical difficulties. And thank you for having a phone line, keeping it simple. I really appreciate you.
Yes, it was dope. And this is your home now. Anytime that you want to come back and share something with us, because we need this type of knowledge and this type of spirituality. I want you to meet a young man, and he's an artist, and his name is More For Us. He's going to be on the show, and you guys are on the same frequencies, and I'm not lying. So I'm going to call him and ask him if I can give you his number, or can you, whatever.
Yeah, share his Instagram with me, and then I already follow you on the Insta, so I'll be in your business from henceforth.
That's what be in my business. That's what I'm talking about. Big round of applause once again for Unoriginalfeen, and this is her joint right here, Third Eye Chakra, right here on DJC Radio Global. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Yep, you're right with your boy DJ Cisco. That was different. That was definitely different. But like I said, we're here to support everybody. Big shout to MJ. And that right there was Unoriginalfeen. Big shout to Town Mama. Big shout to my man Doug on the check-in. Project Uni this year, the first one is going to be in Delaware, and Sedan, the God of Sound, is going to be the headliner. So look out for that. This year, Project Uni is going to be the first one in Delaware, and Sedan, the God of Sound, he is going to be the headliner. All right, so let's move on. Speaking of Sedan, the God of Sound, we got the Veteran 2 coming. His single out right now is Speaking from the Heart, and that's a very heartfelt song, you know. Rest in peace to his sister, Bridget. And his next joint from that album that we're going to start pushing soon is Take Her Panties Off. This is Sedan, produced by Paul Combe, I think out there in London. And this is Take Her Panties Off.
Where my ladies at? Sedan, the God of Sound. Just relax. Lay back, lay back. She really want the. So I'ma give her that. So do you really want the? Yeah, I'ma give you all the. Yo, she really needs the. So I'ma hit her with the. So I'ma let her have. Hey yo, I start to speak and the knees get weak. A little bit of hide and a little bit of seek. Now come on, honey, let's start this convo. I love to jiggle till you wiggle and you curves, yo. You got me on one. It's all you, hun. You're fine and I'll make you mine before the sun comes. I'm like rerun. I'm like a shogun. I got a big surprise and I know you want some. Cause I'ma talk your panties off. 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 Panties off. I get more panties than Hanes, this ain't a secret. You will remember my name, son, best believe it. After that cream pie, honey, just leave it. You're walking around all squishy cause you miss it. Take it slow, real talk about to happen. And this is called undress, unzip, unfasten. I'm so nasty and nothing gets past me. You want your kitty played with, all you do is ask me. Yo, she really want the. So I'ma give her that. Yo, she really needs her. And I'ma do the. Yo, she really wants the.
That's that boy Sedan, the God of Sound. That's coming up on his new album, Veteran 2, which will be dropping shortly. Right now, we got Speaking from the Heart and Talk Her Panties Off. As you see, your boy Sedan still got it. He still got it. Big shout out to Lady Miz. We got her joint coming out. It's called Wavy, produced by your boy DJ Cisco. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to have a great summer, God permitting. I learned to say that now, God permitting, because we thought 2020 was going to be one of the best years, 2019, and that COVID just came and knocked all of our plans to the side. So God permitting, we're going to have one of the best summers ever. All right, man, the phone line is wide open, 347-352-8625. Wanted to play one joint by my man Sedan. I'm going to play another one from my Fiverr crew. I said it, my Fiverr crew. If you don't know what that is, you guys figure it out. One thing, man, about my Fiverr crew that I don't like. I know you guys are artists, you're not into business and all that shit, but please send the artist's name and the title and the ISRC code. Please, guys. That's all I ask. Just don't send. And then the ones that come as attachments with no names. Come on, let us know who you are. the names of the track and all that. And with that being said, this is somebody that calls himself DND. I don't know the title of the song, nothing like that. But it just says DND. And if you tuned in, call 347-352-8625 and let us know what the name of this song is. This is DND 2.
Put my phone on DND, no one can disturb me. Put my heart on ice, that way no one can ever hurt me. Making songs all night right now, it's getting kinda early. I was on my ass and everybody tried to swerve me. Now I'm going up, everybody wanna serve it. If you hit my phone, that line, my phone ain't got no service. Say it over beats, but in person you acting nervous. We got more static than a fucking CMOS circuit. I don't really need you. Know you watch me, I don't really see you. You bro, so I don't wanna be you. I'm full, so I had to leave you. Last bitch, yeah, she really smell like seafood. Last time that I'll ever be used. Yeah, my eye really know that he do. Bitch, I got more money than a Hebrew. He turning red in the face like a beat, bro. I like unruly, but bitch, you was too rude. We doing hits on the up. All of that talking, and now you gone too soon. We got your man in his pack. Bro, over here, I just offered him 2 twos. Blowing that smoke, I know you heard it go pew pew. Talk on my name, I tell my nigga to shoot you.
That right there was DND. Like I said, I don't know the artist name or the title. It just says
Put
DND.
my phone on DND, no one can disturb me. Put my heart on ice, that way no one can ever hurt me. Making songs all night right now, it's getting kinda early. I was on my ass and everybody tried to swerve me. Now I'm going up, everybody wanna serve it. If you hit my phone, that line, my phone ain't got no service. Say it over beats, but in person you acting nervous. We got more static than a fucking CMOS circuit. I had to get me a jack, I'm really up in my bag. I'm going up like a brag, you better talk to the hand. Suck on my dick and I get you a cab. Finger keep itching, I think that my chopper got crabs. I'm not a father, she calling me dad. Stretching my money cause it's getting fat. Ain't get what you want so you act like a brat. They like, hey speed, how you do it like that? I do what I want and you do what you can. Pussy ass niggas just know that you ran. I keep the heat, it might give me a tan. Heidi went missing, no Melly McCann. Just went on a mission, I'm glad to be back. I'm up in my duffel, I'm up in my sack. Put my phone on DND, no one can disturb me. Put my heart on ice, that way no one can ever hurt me. Making songs all night right now, it's getting kinda early. I was on my ass and everybody tried to swerve me. Now I'm going up, everybody wanna serve it. If you hit my phone, that line, my phone ain't got no service. Say it over beats, but in person you acting nervous. We got more static than a fucking CMOS circuit.
That right there is called D&D. Hope you enjoyed the show. We're going to get up on out of here. The radio station at www.thedjciscaradioshow.com plays 24/7, 365. We are going to stop the live on Facebook and YouTube. And we hope you guys enjoyed. Big shout out to Unoriginalfeen for dropping by with some spiritual knowledge and guidance and help. Contact and find out more. Contact her. Go to her site, which is www.unoriginalfeen.com.